Hey everyone, today in this video I will be doing a full-on Disney DVD and Blu-ray collection video. Now this is going to be part 1 out of the series, I believe. If there's probably going to be 4 parts, but I'm not sure, but I'm going to go through every single Disney thing that I have Disney and Walt Disney Animation, Disney Toon Studios, live action stuff, and Disney television vision, whether that be preschool like Disney Junior, Disney XD, Disney Channel, and a few other extras that did air on those channels. So without further ado, let's just get started. We're gonna start off with the Walt Disney Animation stuff. So here we go. So first up is Pinocchio. I don't have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs yet on DVD, but I will get it soon. This is the limited issue, or to come in line with the gold collection back in the day. Next up is Fantasia and Fantasia 2000, both on one in one case. Spine in the back. Alright, so here is disc 1 and Fantasia 2000. I just wanted to make this video, guys. I know my Disney collection video I made a long time ago, like late 2020, and compare now to 2022. So my Disney collection has really grown. We have Dumbo Big Top Edition. Came out in 2006 to come inside. This is the I think it's the 65th anniversary of Dumbo, because the 70th anniversary came out in 2011. So yeah, so 65th anniversary. Next up is Bambi. I actually have a couple editions of Bambi. I have the signature collection, and I have the 2004 release. But honestly, I like the neutral. I love the green colors on this one. This is the one from 2011 or 2010. It does include some disc artwork, which is pretty nice, since a lot of DVDs around this time were reverting to gray discs, especially Disney. Next up is Bambi 2. I also included, I'm just gonna go ahead and include the sequels. If the franchise had a sequel, it would be included in here. Next up is The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. It used to be an X rental from Blockbuster, but the disc is in good condition. So nostalgic. Yeah. I don't really have much to say about my Disney collection. I'm very surprised how much that it's grown. And I want to get every Disney movie on DVD, but technically I have every Disney movie right now, except for Ralph Breaks the Internet, Make My Music, and Salitos Amigos. Both across on VHS and DVD. So I mean, yeah. But anyway, there was Cinderella, the Platinum Edition from 2004. Next up is Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time. And you guys are probably wondering how, if you guys don't follow with the updates or anything, I have been very busy. That's why I've been taking big breaks, because it's been a month since I uploaded something, but I did record some videos in between that time, so those videos will be out in some period of time. But yeah, but other than that, I think we're pretty cool. Peter Pan. This is definitely a release I was looking forward to getting, as I loved this movie as a kid. Next up is Lady and the Tramp 50th Anniversary Edition, which means it came out in 2006, right? Yeah. I have a lot of these. Whatchamacallit? I have a lot of these 2000 releases. I love how they correlate together, like platinum edition, special editions, and stuff like that. So it's really cool. We have Sleeping Beauty. This is the 2014 or 2013 release of Sleeping Beauty. Nothing really too special here going on. Just plain disc. And what happened there? No, because I had gotten this sealed, so I don't know what happened there. So, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm not really a big fan of Sleeping Beauty. On the other hand, 101 Dalmatians, 2-disc platinum, number 2008. It's one of my favorite DVDs out of my collection, in my entire collection. So here's disc 1 and disc number 2. And to come alongside with that, the same year they re-released Patch's London Adventure, which I believe came out in the same year, right? Yeah. And I actually have a phone call, guys, so I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. It was just a very important phone call that I had to attend to, but next up is Sword in the Stone. This is the gold collection. I never personally watched Sword in the Stone, and it doesn't. I'm not really into the medieval like fantasy genre. I mean, I'm into fantasy, but it's just in magic. But I don't know. I wasn't really feeling Sword in the Stone. Then you have the Jungle Book 40th Anniversary Edition, another platinum. I love how these platinums correlate together. It looks so good on the shelf. Here is disc 1 and disc number 2. Next up is Jungle Book 2. I had this in my collection for a very long time before I got the original Jungle Book, and yeah, this movie is horrible, but just gotta have it for collector's purposes. Next up is Robin Hood Most Wanted edition with a pretty cool slipcover and everything. Came out in 2006 as well. It's technically not a platinum edition, but it's still released in the 2000s nonetheless. So here is the disc. So I actually had Robin Hood on Blu-ray, but I actually had gotten rid of that because just to get a little bit of money. But anyway, we have The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. This is actually one of my recent additions to my collection. I got this out of mystery DVD from Disney Movie Rewards. So I did already have this movie on VHS, but on DVD I did not. So really nice to have. Next up is Fox and the Hound and Fox and the Hound 2. Fox and the Hound has been a childhood favorite of mine, but I've never had the time to check out the second one. Tell me if it's good or not in the comments. It's probably not. These Disney Toon sequels. The only there are a couple of okay ones the 101 Dalmatians and stuff like that. But it's fine. And then we had the Black Cordian now, or Cauldron. This was actually a movie that I was actually interested in. I know I said earlier that I wasn't with Sword in the Stone. I wasn't into the medieval evil genre, but I mean this movie kind of seemed interesting, so that's why I picked it up, and I didn't have it in my collection yet, so win-win. We have The Great Mouse Detective in the Mist edition. This is released in 2010. Here's the disc. Next up is Oliver and Company 20th Anniversary Edition. I wish I had some music playing in the background, but at least some free music and not and and not get copyrighted. But what can I say? It's YouTube. Next up is Little Mermaid special edition, or I guess it's another platinum. 2006. All right, so here's disc 1 and disc number 2. I hate those pull tab cases so much. Next up is The Little Mermaid Return to the Sea. The Little Mermaid 2 Return to the Sea. Here's the disc. Next up is Beauty and the Beast Special Edition, another one of the first platinums that they released, and I loved these type of slip covers as well. This slip cover, I love how these slip covers just make the DVD feel more heavier, but it's actually a pretty hefty set nonetheless. It's also in one of these type cases where the flipper just opens up instead of, you don't really have to flip anything, which is kind of interesting. But just everything's a mess now. I can't even, but it makes it harder to close the case sometimes. But yeah, next up is Aladdin Platinum Edition. I love having all these platinums for some reason. I don't know why, but still, it's really nice. It came out in 2004. Next up is The Lion King, Platinum Edition. I love The Lion King. I've frankly remember it watching as a kid, but like watching it now, it's like one of the best Disney movies. This is why that it's part of the Disney Renaissance. It's like, how can you not love this movie? Here's the 2 discs. I'm gonna try to put the slipcover back on this time. There we go. Next up is Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. The latest edition of the Lion King collection, but I started watching this, but then I kind of got bored or just prefer to watch something else. But I will watch this in its entirety eventually. I will also do tier lists of these movies sometime. I always want to do tier lists, but I just haven't found the time for it. Here's The Lion King 2. Also has a Velcro to release these. I don't know. Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure you guys got it. Okay. But I need like a tripod. I used to have a tripod, but it broke. But the spine did get sunbathed a little bit compared to this side. But I wouldn't have paid $30 for this. At release it should have been $20, I believe, unless it was more expensive back in the day, because DVDs used to have more dominance back in the day. But yeah, so here's the 2 discs. Next up is Tarzan special edition. This is the re-release version. I believe there was a 2-disc version that released into before that one. Next up is The Emperor's New Groove. This was also an ex-Blockbuster rental, but it doesn't have the Blockbuster. It has this Blockbuster sticker on top. It doesn't have like where it was from. But anyway, we have Croc's New Groove. A lot of people, it has 0% Rotten Tomatoes, and it's just the funniest thing. It's not that bad of a movie. I think there's worser Disney sequels out there. Next up we have Dinosaur. Just a disc. Alright, next up is Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I never really wanted to watch this movie. I wasn't really interested in it, but again, it's just for collector purposes. I used to actually also have the sequel along with this, but I sold the sequel because it doesn't really seem any interesting. But next up is Lilo and Stitch. There's actually 4 DVDs in this collection that I have. I have Lilo and Stitch. Here's the first one. And these are in like chronological order that they've been released in. Not story wise, but like, Stitch the movie came before Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch, so it's really nice. It's definitely one of my favorite. Stitch the movie is one of my favorite DVDs I have in my collection as well. Next up is Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. And again with the pull tabs. Here's the disc. I love the artwork for this one. I love how the how the spine, when you go to the front, then the artwork just correlates with the spine, like the palm tree and stuff like that. I find that really awesome that they used to do that, but obviously they don't anymore. They just use just one plain color. But anyway, we have Leroy and Stitch. I was so happy that I've got this one. One, because it also includes a bonus episode of Lilo and Stitch, the series. Next up is Treasure Planet. This is actually a very long video. I wasn't expecting to be 60 minutes, but here's the disc. Next up is Brother Bear. Here's this one, and disc number 2. It's like the Brother Bear was one of those movies I have always had in my collection, but I never popped in the player. I probably popped in the player like once or twice, but I've never really been interested in Brother Bear. Then we have Home of the Range. Worst Disney movie alongside Chicken Little. This movie is wild, and it's not even one of those movies. Like, I enjoyed the Cat in the Hat live action movie more than that and Chicken Little. Chicken Little is also one of those movies I've always had, but just I never popped in. But when I watched it on Netflix, when it was on Netflix, it was like, it was the only Disney movie on Netflix at the time, I think. Well, because actually in 2017 Disney was adding their newer movies little by little. Like Netflix used to have Cars 3 and Coco at the time, but obviously not, because now we have Disney Plus. But yeah, so we have Meet the Robinsons. This is actually my second copy. I got this for $5 at Walmart because I couldn't find my my other copy. So yeah. Next up is Princess and the Frog. Actually, no, that's not Princess and the Frog. We have Bolt is next. There was something that happened with my shelf. I accidentally had spilled water, so that's why I put Bolt on a different shelf, so it wouldn't, the slipcover wouldn't get ruined, and luckily no no cover was damaged. So because this is one of my favorite DVDs out of my whole collection, not just artwork wise, but definitely movie wise. I know a lot of people kind of despise Bolt, and I can see where they're coming from. But this was definitely like one of the turn points for Disney CGI to make movies like Tangle, because obviously they took a break and went back to 2D animation for The Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog is a good movie, but I've never really been so invested in the movie. Next up is Tangle. Really cool movie. Another movie that attracted me as a kid, but I never really enforced myself to see it. But it's a good movie, and definitely started the Disney revival era. The last 2D movie that Disney ever produced is Winnie the Pooh, 2011. This movie, I don't think this movie needed to happen. I think we could have. I mean, I think it was a good movie, but I don't think it needed to come come, since we already had another Winnie the Pooh movie in the animation lineup. But I guess it's just my opinion. But we have Wreck-It Ralph here. Next up is Big Hero 6. And then we still have the small selection of Blu-rays to get to, so we're not done. There's only 2 more DVDs that I have to go through, and then we go to the Blu-rays. Next up is Moana. Got that on my birthday, actually. And then last up is Frozen 2. I was surprised to get this at for $1 when I went to my library. I was surprised to get this for $1. And I actually I used to own 2 copies of Frozen 2, but guess what? I sold the other copy because obviously there was no need for that, but it was just so cheap. Next up is the Blu-rays. Well, you got we have Winnie the Pooh, Very Merry Pooh Year. This one is a very hefty one because it did come with this, whatever this is, and then Disney Movie Rewards, and then like that. I got this from Disney Movie Insiders for only 400 points. So, I mean, it was cheap on points. So, it's really nice to have. Next up is Lilo Stitch 2 movie collection. One of my first Blu-rays in my collection in general. I never been really a huge fan on Blu-rays because I just, I guess Blu-rays, I get it. It's supposed to have a better, you're supposed to have better quality of the movie, but I mean, I'm not really, obviously, I don't really care for quality, so that's why you guys don't see me with a lot of Blu-rays, especially, yeah, but anyway, we have 101 Dalmatians Signature Collection. I actually got this when I was still part of the Disney Movie Club. Obviously, we couldn't afford it anymore, so that's why we canceled it. But honestly, it was a lot of exclusives on there that I liked, and I wish I could have gotten like DuckTales Volume 4 and stuff. And then there was a lot of Blu-rays on there that that haven't been released on Blu-ray worldwide yet, but. Anyway, we have Bolt. I also got this from Disney Movie Insiders. I only got this for I tried to get rid of this, but I couldn't. But I did redeem. I only got it because of the digital HD. But I was really happy to get that with the digital. Next up is Frozen 2. One part of my first batch of Blu-rays I've got when I was younger. My mom surprised me with it when she did my whole room Frozen, like with an Olaf comforter and stuff like that. Frozen is a good movie. And the sequel is good, but I know a lot of people don't like Frozen. But Zootopia, on the other hand, is definitely one of the best Disney animation movies. Definitely a one that's really attracted adults, especially with the central characters. I think a lot of adults love this movie. Then we get into the 2021 movies. We have Raya and the Last Dragon. Definitely one of the best movies of 2021 in my opinion, at least for animated. It's definitely a step up. But then obviously this is the most controversial opinion. I know a lot of people don't like Encanto. I'm leaning towards like the middle. Like if I think that I feel like it's a decent movie. It's definitely like the hype just died out of Encanto. Like it was all the We Don't Talk About Bruno and stuff like that was all over TikTok and stuff like that. But like other than that, minus the trends, I think Encanto is a decent movie. It's not that good compared to the other CGI movies. Definitely I can't wait for Disney to come back to bring back their 2D animation with Wish. Yeah, I think it's called Wish, and I think that was at the D23 thing. But I'm hopeful that Wish lives up to the expectations of a 2D animation movie, uh, movie for Disney, and bring back their 2D animation part as a whole, and what they made, what made Disney Disney in the first place. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. This is part one of the Disney collection, but I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys around. Peace out.